everyone, welcome to another interesting episode on Filmlab. I am the Red Black Woman.
And I'm Steven.
Great to have you on board, Steven, as usual.
Pleasure.
Today is another interesting episode of Filmlab because we're going to be reviewing Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. Yes, indeed.
I was gonna do the imitation, but if I do, no, not yet. They might not understand. I'm just gonna look creepy, so I'll do the imitation.
One step at a time.
Yeah, one step at a time. Quick history about Nosferatu. It's a remake of the 1922 silent German movie. It's an expressionist movie. And shout out to the amazing director of this movie.
Robert Eggers?
Yes, Robert Eggers. He remade the movie into an American gothic horror film. Brilliant.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, great film by Robert Eggers. You know, he's been creating this godless world, if you would say, with his movies, The Witch,
The Northman.
So
yes.
His new installment, or his latest installment, Nosferatu, lives up to the bidding of, Robert Eggers' horror film, essentially.
Definitely. I think it was a brilliant production. Just so you know, if you haven't watched this movie, it's a bit of a spoiler, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we wouldn't reveal too much, just enough.
Yeah, you can enjoy the review, whet your appetite, then go and see Nosferatu.
Anyway, let's go on a quick short break. When we come back, we're going to dissect Nosferatu piece by piece. All right? This is still Film Lab. I'm still the Red Black Woman. And that's still Steven. We'll be right back.
Come to me. But I'd never been so happy.
This creature is a force more powerful.
There is a devil in this world, and I have met him.
But you could never please me as he could.
Welcome back. This is still Film Lab, and we're still reviewing Nosferatu, the amazing remake of the 1922 German silent expressionist movie.
I think every time you say that, you have to kind of remember that it's a German silent expressionist movie. I don't think you have to say that every single time.
I have to actually. Well, yes, you're right. I don't need to say that every single time. But personally, I say it because we're reviewing, okay? And I don't want to do away with the original.
Yeah, the original was a pretty heavy influence on this movie.
Pretty heavy influence.
And I mean, I'm not saying that the original is a masterpiece, but it is a masterpiece.
For the time.
Yeah, for the time.
For
1922.
1922.
Yes,
a silent movie.
Yeah, and it's one of the groundbreaking movies in cinema today. So yeah.
I watched a bit of the original. I giggled a bit because of the advancement in technology.
Yeah, advancement in technology has occurred.
Yes,
so, I
basically.
mean, the film is slightly dated, but it's still a great watch. The story is still strong, and I think that's what helped the new movie. And I mean, if we're going to talk about things that we liked, we can't go any further before talking about Robert Eggers, really. To be honest.
What did you in particular? What did you like about this movie?
I think the directing. Robert Eggers had a very difficult source material. The movie is not something that I would say today's audience could easily just go and pick up and watch and enjoy. He had to make it entertaining. He had to bring in elements of modern cinema and still keep the soul and the authenticity of the original. And for me, I feel like that was spectacularly executed. And for me, I think I rate the movie highly for that. And if I was to pick out something that I really liked in the directing, I mean, cinematography, all these other things were good, but what that stood out for me was the directing by Robert Eggers. And also, if you think about the worlds he has consistently built, as I mentioned with The Witch, with The Northman, and some of his other movies, this is very consistent with that. It's almost black and white with the grading. It's really dark, it's really
gloomy,
haunting,
like
really
Gotham
good,
feel.
Very gothic, it's fantastic. And before saying more than that, I would say, first things first, I have to praise Robert Eggers.
Yes. I agree with you when you say he was able to successfully adapt the certain traits of the movie that actually makes Nosferatu. First of all, people don't know one of the things that stands out about Nosferatu, like if you watch the 1922 movie and if you watch the remake, is the gesture of Nosferatu. This, I think him pointing his fingers, I think is such an iconic...
Yeah, the shadow.
The shadow was such an iconic piece that Robert Eggers actually brought to life. I really appreciated that. The fact that he didn't overlook that was a big thing. So the fact that he didn't neglect the details of the original Nosferatu that makes it so iconic. This movie really stretched the acting range of Lily Rose Depp because there were certain things that she had to do in the movie to stay in character as a person who was tormented, if for lack of better words, you know, as a person who was, as a character who was tormented. Brilliant. And her husband, he was the beast in...
Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoult was the beast in... I can't remember the particular X-Men when they showed them when they were much younger, Magneto. Thank you so much. Going from that to this, brilliant. Count Dracula. Oh, not Count
Bill
Dracula.
Skarsgard as Count Orlok. Actually, this...
Count Orlok.
So the original 1922 film is actually based on Bram Stoker's Dracula. The book, Bram Stoker's Dracula. So
is that the original Dracula?
Yeah, that's the original. Right? Is a version of the Dracula book that Nosferatu 1922 is based off of. So Count Orlok is based off of that character.
So
But, it's borrowed from that character.
Yeah, really brilliant. Count Orlok, the whole breathing thing, like, bro, do you know what it is to deliver dialogue in an accent where you have to go, dog.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. I love it. I love the acting. I love it.
Yeah, Skarsgård has, like, so first of all, his family is pretty, like, you know, I mean, his brother was in the Northman. His brother was in Succession.
His brother was in Succession?
Yeah.
Who was his brother?
The person that bought up the company at the end.
The Viking.
Yeah, that was in the Northman, yeah. And then his brother was also Floki in...
Viking.
Yeah, Vikings.
So their
like,
family
they have a pretty popular family, like, exactly. So he I think he has had the most success in film outside of the Northman guy. Pennywise, now Count Orlok. I mean, he's had a great outing this time. Yeah, so
he's got an interesting catalog.
Yeah, and he's good at, like, playing monsters in costume, basically.
That was beautiful. I loved it. Aside from Substance, the movie with the whole not special effects, practical effects. I really loved Nosferatu, Count Orlok. Towards the end, you can really see, like, the age on his body. Whoa! Perfect.
Okay, so props to the special effects team as well.
Perfect. I loved it. Okay, let's move on. We're going to talk about the things we maybe feel they could have done better based on our own personal opinion. But when we come back, we'll go straight into that. Do not go anywhere. Grab your popcorn and refill a drink. We'll be right back.
With Nivea Dry Deo, you can keep moving forward in life with confidence. Nivea Dry Deo. Derma 72-hour active protection against sweat and odor with 0% alcohol to prevent irritation. Stay dry and fresh all day long. Skin is for moving forward, Nivea is for skin. Your favorite Nivea Deo, now in a smaller pack size.
Welcome back. This is still Filmlab, where we're reviewing Nosferatu. Now, we've spoken about the origin. We've spoken about things that we appreciate about the movie. Yes. But as film critics, if I dare to call us that, there's always room for, I think something could have been done better. I think, in my opinion, this could have been done, that. But what do you think as a film student, right? As a critic and as someone in the field currently, what do you think could have been done better?
So I think just the end was a bit anticlimactic.
Why? Why do you think so?
I wasn't entertained at all.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't entertained.
Okay, so you're saying
So
the end.
but then
what
at
part
the
of
end,
the
like
end?
literally the way, I don't want to spoil it, but the way the movie is resolved, right?
Okay.
So
the
I
last
can
bits.
agree. The last act in general. So first act, good build up. Second act, fantastic. I think second act is where the best bits of the movie happen. So a lot of tension, a lot of conflict. Things are falling apart. Relationships are stretched thin. Everything is in dire straits, right? And then it's like, okay, bam, eureka. We figure out how we can, we can stop this guy,
Yeah.
right? And it's just so underwhelming.
I can't really think of what, in my opinion, what I feel they could have done better. Maybe it's because I appreciate the movie as a whole, but the end, I disagree with Steven a bit. I don't think... Okay, I agree with you to a degree. You made a point. You were very specific. You said in Robert Eggers' world.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're judging the end based on...
Yeah, because if you look at the source material, Jesus, the 1922 one didn't even give us tears, man. They just literally gave us a fade. They faded the guy out of here, man. So
I saw that.
Yeah, so I
They
mean,
faded him out.
so I mean, if you want to talk about climax, I'm guessing that was borrowed from the original. They didn't want to change the source material
you shouldn't
and add some kind of funky battle that wasn't.
I feel like you shouldn't judge the end based on
Eggers
kind of
movies.
Yes.
Judge it based on the source material.
Judge it based on the source material. So, because if I'm going to judge it by Robert Eggers' world that he would usually create, I think this is the calmest of movies.
Yeah, it's one of the calm
that
endings.
honestly, not just endings.
Some
like,
parts that were freaky.
not just endings, like movies. Because I remember The Northman. There's nothing calm about that movie.
Yeah, that was pretty.
The
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu, for me.
I mean, we're struggling to watch The Witch.
Do you understand? It's one of the calmest movies that he's made. Maybe because it's horror gothic or gothic horror. But I feel like the end was very poetic because I feel like Count Orlok was a poetic villain who
sees himself as an appetite.
Yeah, sees himself as the best thing since sliced bread.
Shedding
Number
tears
one.
at the end of this
Stop
movie.
it. There's nothing wrong with shedding tears. Let me just pitch that in, by the way.
There's nothing wrong with shedding
There's
tears.
nothing wrong with
As a
shedding
vampire,
tears. There's
come on.
nothing wrong with shedding tears. Vampires shed tears.
Vampire tears.
Towards the end, in short, at the end was when I realized that, whoa, he actually loved this girl.
You think he was love? I think he was
love. I
appetite.
think not just no, it wasn't appetite. I think
suck her
it's a
blood.
gross kind of love. It wasn't just because of her blood. It wasn't just
So
an
it was toxic
appetite
vampire
thing.
love.
If you're gonna say it in a very Gen Z way,
So you see why I say the ending?
no, but you gotta let me finish. I feel like it was really poetic because, man, he traveled miles to be with this girl. Initially, I was like, what the heck is this? Like,
Buying up property.
You have to think about it. He was in love. He bought up properties. He moved. First of all, he traveled.
Infested the whole city with
With
rats.
rats. So he was willing to sacrifice the entire town for love. Initially, I just thought, okay, this is a compulsory ritual that needs to be done. But when you watch, you realize that she had to be willing to do it.
Yeah.
She couldn't be coerced into doing
That's why he stopped his minion from
Yes.
bringing her by force.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see even when she decided to be willing to do it, there was a point where you know that, bro, you need to exit, right? And the cinematographer stayed consistent with the feel, the visual aesthetic, the feel of the movie. Very gray, very... That's why it's a horror gothic or a gothic horror movie. We're going to come back real quick. This is the final lap of Filmlab, where we get to recommend how, you guys should watch the movie. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
With Nivea Dry Deo, you can keep moving forward in life with confidence. Nivea Dry Deo. Derma 72-hour active protection against sweat and odor with 0% alcohol to prevent irritation. Stay dry and fresh all day long. Skin is for moving forward, Nivea is for skin. Your favorite Nivea Deo, now in a smaller pack size.
back. This is still Film Lab, where we've been reviewing Nosferatu. That's a lot of acting. Yeah, so we've said a lot, from the origins, what we appreciate, what we feel they can do better. Now let's rate. First of all, let's rate the movie. Let's give it a Film Lab rating. Drum rolls. And this is where Steven isn't generous.
7 over 10.
I knew it.
It's a strong
If
7
you-
over 10.
Stop it. Just give it an 8. You always say
But
this, it's
Nosferatu's
a
an
strong
8.
7 over 10.
That ending.
It's a strong. Do you know how many? I feel like we can do a lot of cut-ups of you saying it's a strong 7 over 10. It's a strong 8 over 10.
So what is it? What is it? No, what is it for you?
It's an 8 over 10. It's an 8.
And we
8
can
over 10.
equally do montages of you giving every movie 10 over 10. It's a 10 over
That's
10.
a
It's a 9 over
lie.
10. It's a high 10. A low 10. Which one would be low?
Come on.
Bro, this
Have
movie
I
is a
ever
7.
said it's a low 10?
It was really snubbed at the Oscars as well. I think they got like 3 noms or 2 noms.
What
something.
movie won the Oscar?
So I feel personally it's a good 7 over 10.
He means to say it's an 8 over 10.
Let's look at all things considered. The ending could have been better. With the exception of the 4 or 5 main characters. I'm not saying it's an ensemble cast, but the acting was fantastic. But I mean, there were still some levels we could have gone up here and there. But overall, it's a great film.
And his boss.
And you're rating it an 8, right?
Yeah, I'm rating
8
it.
is
I'm
not
rating
bad.
it
So
an
if
8.
you do the average, it's 7.5.
It's an 8. It's an 8. It's an 8.
Fair enough. And I would say watch this movie. I would say watch it with friends. Enjoy it with friends, man. You guys can make fun of Count Olok's accent. You could also be spooked out together. It's a good film.
I would say watch it alone. Because when you watch Nosferatu, it has a way of pulling you in, like individually, just pulling you into its world and the phenomenons that occur in the process. So I would say watch it alone so that you can get that, total experience without any distraction.
Immerse yourself in it.
Yeah,
basically.
immerse yourself in it. Like I said earlier on, the dialogue reveals a lot, and there are a lot of things that the camera will pan to that are signs that you might not occur to you in that moment, but then towards the end, your mind now starts to race and starts to piece things together. So that's why I would say watch it.
Happy days.
It's an
Happy
individual
days.
watch.
So everyone go and watch Nosferatu. Okay?
Yes, everyone, please do that. And do not forget that you guys are always part of the conversation. Our social media handles are showing on your screen right now. Film Lab, in as much as we love to review movies, okay, we love to review the movies that you suggest we review, and we love the fact that you guys are always part of the conversation. Don't forget to send in the movies you'd like us to review, because a lot of you have been doing that. Thank you so much. The coming episodes of Film Lab, you guys are going to basically see on screen the movies that you suggested to us. Do not forget to like and subscribe to our social media handles on YouTube, Instagram, and X. Until next time, it's been a wonderful time on Film Lab. Steve and I thank you so much for doing this with me every time. He
Anytime.
always gives it, he's the strict guy. Good cop, bad cop. He's the strict guy. Love it. Love the dynamic. Thank
Happy
you
days.
so much. Until next time,
My
guys, be safe and live in the moment if you can.